Hey guys, welcome to Stressless Saturday. Great day today, first of all. Without further delay, I just want to get straight into the topic because I'm pretty pumped about it and I love food and it's all about nutrition and that's my main focus for today. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what challenges I had during my transformation, and the biggest challenge for me was the food got boring real quick. Looking at bodybuilders back in the day or YouTube videos of your fitness, your leading fitness trainers, whatever it may be. They're always eating chicken, broccoli, rice, steak, just boring foods. And so for a week or two, you'll it's a novelty. Third, fourth week, it's really, really hard to eat the same chicken and broccoli over and over again. So basically, I'm going to talk about how I overcome it, the tips and tricks that I use to change it up and to basically enable me to morph from a diet into a lifestyle where I enjoy and eat whatever I want. Now, you guys are firstly going to hear of flexible dieting. This isn't exactly what I'm talking about now. What I'm going to be talking about is how to overcome boring food, regardless of what type of diet or lifestyle plan you're following, or even nutritional plan. It doesn't matter. The food is still going to get repetitive. I'm going to talk about how to change it and how to be excited to have meals. So firstly, the protein options are very limited. Like there's only so many sources of lean meats that you can eat on a recurring basis. So my favorite is chicken breast at the moment. But because of my changing lifestyle, on high training days where I'm training massive volume, I'd have to have a lot of carbohydrates and minimal fats. But then on my when I'd shift into a high fat, low carb diet, where it was on non-training days, I'd have high fats. So instead of having chicken breast, I would get fats from meats by having probably like drumsticks, chicken wings, chicken thighs, and I'll change it up. So I think my rotation was on the Monday, I would have chicken breast for lunch and for dinner, just so it saves me cooking. And then on the Tuesday, I would go to red meat. So I would have like a pork or a beef rotation. And then Wednesday would either be a rest day or a massive power day. So I would go back either to chicken or I would go to like chicken wings and drumsticks and stuff like that. So that's one way. I just changed it up based on what I was working out. And I felt as though that really sat well with me, because then sometimes with your carb options, you can always add herbs and spices, which is brings me to the next point. You can add unlimited herbs and spices. Now, when I say herbs and spices, I don't mean, like salsa, chicken salt, blah, 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 all those sort of things. Just be wary of them because they're going to be high in sodium. What I'm saying is that it's more your like your chili flakes, your black peppers, your white pepper, all those sort of herbs and spices, oregano, mint, stuff like that, stuff that's got pretty much no calories, and it's just not going to affect the end result. Like obviously, if you're dumping half a tin in there every day, you're probably gonna get sick of it. But the rotation that I used to have was like mint and chili flakes on my chicken, and as I'm cooking it, I would cook it towards the last 2 or 3 minutes of the last time I flipped it, and it'd give it a different taste. Another thing is sauces. Now, most people say, to avoid sauces, it's high in sugar, it's high in that. If you've planned to incorporate, if the sauce fits within your plan, I don't see a reason why you can't have it. So the biggest challenge for me was because it's so dry. The meat and the food became so dry, and there was nothing that I could really eat with it. So I found myself like not a wasabi, but it was like a Mexican chili sauce that was really low in sodium. So that's one thing that I was really cautious of. So another thing that I did on a regular basis was I follow MyFitnessPal blogs. And so in MyFitnessPal blogs, they release certain health and fitness recipes. And I found this to be such a game changer, especially 4 or 5 weeks into any diet when I was struggling to find food that I can eat. MyFitnessPal would already have food there with the calorie information, because that's also a challenge. You don't want to be making a meal and not know how many calories you're putting into your body. So if you can have home cooked roast, or you might make some traditional native meal that you guys have from wherever your background is, and you don't know how to macro calculate it or even count the calories, having a MyFitnessPal pre-organized recipe with calories already there and serving sizes for you actually saved me a lot. So I found there was one gelato, make your own blueberry gelato dessert, and it was basically just blueberries and yogurt. Now I was having them separately, but then when I followed this MyFitnessPal recipe to have them together, it was exactly the same calories, just in a different type of meal, which changed up my diet. So as a snack, as part of my snack box, I would constantly have, like my blueberry gelato rotation, and then I have there was some sort of a chicken and almond and peas mix, which worked well because I was having almonds as snacks. So just reach out there, have a look on Google, just basic Google of like healthy recipes, and even check out the MyFitnessPal blogs. Hit me up. I've got a couple of websites in my favorites where you can generate certain recipes based on your based on the amount of calories that you need for the day. So it's really like you don't want to make your food boring. Like I really can't stress enough. That was my biggest challenge, was the food was getting boring too quickly. And so I figured out ways that I could add sauces, herbs and spices, change things up. Like just change the food up. You're still being consistent because the calories are consistent, but it's just the taste. You want to be able to enjoy what you're eating. So Dan shakes and Dan cakes, I still enjoy them. Even till this day, I'll change it up a little bit. I might put a little bit less peanut butter, maybe change it to almond butter, coconut shavings, Milo in some instances. Recently, I've been hammering a lot of ice cream and Milo. So it's good. It's good to change it up because it makes you still consistent, stick to your nutrition, and it basically gives you eating to look forward to, as opposed to just opening up the fridge and just seeing bland food there and hating it when you're eating it. So guys, one more thing I want to say is thanks to everyone who inboxed me this week with some more questions. The next coming topics will be people's questions that I'm answering. For those of you who want to remain anonymous, I won't reveal your identity, but I hope I answer your questions in the next coming weeks. Have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy the beautiful day wherever you are. And I'll catch you guys on Wednesday, Fast Dan. See ya.